What's up, guys? Welcome back to Team's Home Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Labrynth with the new release of Transition Rollback as well as Rumble Tumble. This deck is going to be very powerful. A lot of players are saying it's going to be the best deck of the format. I'm not too sure about that. I think Fire King is still very powerful, but on the right side, we have the Earth Pile Naturia Vernusylph deck. This deck is the Stun deck also. So having a control deck going up against Stun is very interesting. If we can see a Denkoseka or maybe even a copy of the Naturia Bamboo Shoot, or even the copy of like Pankratops, we know it's in the main deck as well. Being able to deal with those cards is very good. We're going to be seeing on the left side here, I'm starting off with a copy of Chandelier, setting the big welcome from the deck, discarding an Imperm. I wonder if this is going to be coming to hurt them in the end. We're going to see them activate a lady, summon herself out, activating the copy of Lab, and then sending an additional card in the back row here. Using his whole hand for this combo. This is my problem when I play Lab. I find that I always end up opening up Lab, and I'm like, this card just, while it is great, it is an additional pop, it just feels so weak. But we're going to be seeing them pass over to the Vernusylph player. We're going to be seeing this activate a Vernusylph card, discarding the Mole Cricket, which is going to allow us to add a card to the hand and then summon out the Mole Cricket most likely here. Now searching through their Vernusylph cards, deciding which one they want to see. And then, of course, the Lab will be able to destroy a card. Now search for the Sleepy Bear with the Male Fairy here. Then we're going to summon out the copy of the Mole Cricket here. And we're going to see on that summon, they're going to be flip summoning up, or flip summoning, what am I saying? They're going to be flipping up the Big Welcome. And then we're going to be chaining the Mole Cricket to this, allowing us to not let that lady resolve. Very important that we do this. Therefore, the lady cannot set additional traps from the deck. We're going to see two Camellias being summoned out here. And then chances are we're going to be summoning out a big or lovely here. And then we're going to be seeing the effect of Lab destroying one of those copies of the Camilla. And then we're going to be bouncing back the lady there. And then we're going to be seeing the effect of Lovely as well as Chandelier. We're going to be adding back and then popping a card here. And of course, we are turn player priority, so we have to activate the effect of Camilla being Chainlink 1 as well as Chainlink 2 because it did special out a monster. And then we're going to be seeing Chainlink 3 Lovely. Chainlink 4 is going to be Chandelier. So we're going to be popping the Camilla on the field. We're going to be most likely summoning back out the Camilla because we've already used the effect of the Mole Cricket. And then we're dumping a Sacred Tree. This will allow us to add any of the Naturia cards that we want. We see them add back the Chandelier already, but we're going to be adding a copy of looks like they're looking through their extra deck. Adding a copy of Bamboo Shoot here. And this is going to be quite problematic for us. I wonder if this is the right time to tribute out the copy of or activate the effect of the Dogmatic Punishment. It feels kind of bad, but we're going to be seeing them normal summon out the Bamboo Shoot here. And this is going to be turning off all these spells and traps of our opponent. And this is quite problematic for the Labrynth player. I know, like, if we would have activated the Lady on res of that, and then using the effect of Dogmatic Punishment that we have set, we would have been able to pop that, and therefore they wouldn't have been able to potentially summon it out. We would also been able to get an additional trap off of the effect of Lady set. But if they had another way to get out the Bamboo Shoot here, which we do see them have the Vernusylph in the hand, therefore discarding a card, and then, just maybe narrowing their whole strategy to go for that Bamboo Shoot. We're going to see them go for the Naturia stuff, which we're going to be adding a Vera, and then we can summon out a copy of the Duckling from the graveyard here. We then can activate the Sleepy one here, so having an additional copy, this is going to let us dump and then special summon out one from the graveyard. Potentially dumping the copy of a Shuffler, maybe. It is an Earth. Therefore, they can be able to shuffle back out. Like they have the Naturia Sacred Tree in the graveyard. They also have the Big Welcome in the grave. You kind of want to be able to deal with that. And make sure that they don't have any copies to be able to bounce. As well as, I don't think there's any other good cards. Yeah, we're seeing this in the Medora here. I don't think there's any good cards that they can really abuse. And then we're seeing something with the Vera here. This can actually snatch steal a monster, which is really cool, and make them Earth. We're going to be seeing them activate that effect there, taking the Lovely, and that is quite impactful. Of course, they can't target the Lady due to its fact of they having a set card on the field. We're seeing them go battle phase. Vera is going to attack into the Lady. Lovely and Wells Bamboo Shoot going to be attacking directly here, dealing a good chunk of damage. Essentially turning them on a 1-turn clock here. Vera also has a really cool effect that if there's 5 Earth monsters on their field, they can negate on Resolution a card, which you don't see very often. And that's some really cool interactions with like cards that cannot be, the effects cannot be negated, or like their activation cannot be negated. We're seeing them going to set an additional card and passing on this. And then we're going to be seeing Vera going to be summoning out from the graveyard, summoning out a copy of the Camilla. This is going to let us dump from the deck. And we're also going to chain the effect of Medora here, putting back the Sacred Tree as well as the Lady and the Big Welcome. We are forgetting to banish the Medora here. That is quite important to do. We're going to be dumping the copy of Camilla, or we're off the Camilla. We're going to the same Sacred Tree that we did end up putting back into the deck, which is really cool. It's almost like it's not at 1. And then we're going to be searching for the Naturia Blessing, which is just a monster reborn for Naturias. But we do have a copy of Ariana as well as the copy of Storvy here. And this will prevent us from... we can still link climb. If the Ariana effect does resolve, we can search for a Lady, and then Lady can summon herself out. Granted, chances are they're going to be negating that on resolution of the effect, but still. When I see them normal summon with the Ariana here, which they now know the last card in the hand is, of course, the copy of Chandelier, because they added it back from the grave. Which they're going to end up negating that with the Ariana here. We're going to see them try to go into a copy of... They say they can't go to Anima due to the fact that Anima requires a level 1. But they're just going to scoop it up, but they're going to do this too late. Probably realizing that they should have flipped out that Dogmatic Punishment on that. Didn't expect the Bamboo Shoot to come down right away. It is an interesting way of using your normal summon. But like we see all the normal summons in the Naturia deck here. Barrier Statue, Bamboo Shoot. Like these cards are floodgates that we're normal summoning out, stunning our opponent and making it so that we're playing under our control essentially at this very moment, bringing the deck down to a very slow halt, essentially, which is like cool because this game is very fast, as you guys know. If you guys play any competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, like turns are over in like 1 or 2 turns here, and we are still seeing those 1 or 2 turns, ending up being what's game changing here, like scooping, but like they would have had enough for game during the follow up. But the Vernusylph cards definitely speed up the copies of Naturia. But then we have also like Antjaw. Antjaw summons like 4 bodies onto the field. Talk about crazy. Like every time you special summon, I get special summon. And then you end up like putting in Mole Crickets, and Mole Crickets bring out bigger monsters. And then you have like your Sunflower for negates, which is like, yeah, they're extremely weak to battle. But when you combine them with the Vernusylph cards or going second cards like Pankratops, you're able to put up quite a decent board here. But we're going to see them normal summon with the Ariana. It's going to be able to activate the effects to search here. Searching for a copy of the Storby Torby. Then we're going to activate Storby Torby Sing itself and a copy of Blackjack here. So on the Blackjack, which is going to be able to search us for a Big Welcome. And we also get to look at the top 3 cards of our deck here with the Blackjack. And we do see a copy of Big Welcome, the Ari the Butler here, and then of course the copy of Chandelier. They're going to put Big Welcome on the top, which is kind of unfortunate, but we do also set 4 cards in the back row as well, so having lots of traps. And we're going to activate different dimension grounds. So this is quite good against those copies of, or I guess those decks like Fire King. It's good against Snake Eye. It's good against the Naturia deck as well, because once you start activating a bunch of those Vernusylph cards, you are going to be losing your graveyard there. It's also decent against Labrynth because they have to essentially chain all their furnitures at this moment to your different dimension grounds. And then we're going to take a second to read the copies of in the graveyard of the Storby as well as the Blackjack. You know, having the effect to reveal the top one. But we're going to normal summon a Denko here. Holy. I suppose this is another very good normal summon. I wonder if they side out the bamboo shoots and they end up putting this in. At least and we saw it in the side deck. It's very good against those Lab players. There's not much you can do. And with Lab being such a high represented deck right now, the format, you can see a lot more Denko being normal summoned. But they're just going to pass on that, and then we're going to be seeing the different dimension ground going to be no longer in effect. The Labrynth player is going to be passing as well, not having a way to deal with that Denko. And then we're going to start using our Vernusylph cards, summoning out a copy of a Pagratops, which is an earth monster, which you can absolutely abuse with this deck. Being able to bring it back out continuously. And we're seeing some more of the Vernusylphs sending himself, and then adding, we're going to be summoning out a Vera here. Having it already in hand is quite nice. It will allow us to kind of deal more damage type thing. We could have seen the Blackjack banish itself to then set that big welcome to the back row. And that would let us add a copy of the Chandelier, but Chandelier doesn't actually do anything into this, as well as like the Arias. Like we've seen that if we don't end up, but at that point, like, do you just want to dig through your deck? Like, we're going to be seeing them admit defeat here with that copy of Denko end up taking the game. So first game was Bamboo Shoot. Second game was Denko. This is the power of Vernusylph's Naturia. You know, having those floodgate type monsters that just summon the field, and then you can just go for your game over like a multiple kind of turns, which is really nice. Slowing them down to your advantage. Regardless, hope you guys watching the video. This is a shorter one, but nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, want to see more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.